Hello Forkies, this is the 125 of me playing just every day until I reach the rapid rating of 2500. So here we go. We have the game, we have the white pieces against a super strong 2100 rated player. He plays the modern defense with e4 g6, and by the way, we have our highest rating ever. We're at 2074. So let's play the game now. Today we will only play one game. But yes, let's focus now. The modern defense. Of course, let's play d4, taking the space in the center, bishop g7. Um, and I think the most common move here is knight c3 and then bishop e3 at some point. I mean, d6 has to be played, I think. I mean, knight f6 is also a move. Probably c6 is also a move. He plays d6, which is, I guess, okay. Um, Bishop f4 allows e5. Um, After 97, then e5 is even stronger. But I think bishop f4 is actually the line. Bishop f4, 97, knight f3, and then I kind of prevent e5, but I don't. I think bishop e3 is the main line. I'm not sure. Knight f6, and now h3 is a move I want to play, preventing the idea of knight g4 if knight f3. And now simply knight f3, I think. Um, and the bishop e2 and castles. e5, I can just play d5, I think. I mean, takes and takes is also okay endgame, I suppose. Um, but then d5, there is also some strong f5 idea, so let's just trade, I think. And probably just castling is the best. I mean, if takes, then I take with the rook, and if I were to take, then he takes with the rook, centralizing his rook. Why would I do that? Bishop e6, maybe there is like um an idea of knight g5, um, which I like. I like the move knight g5 here. Queen c8 might be played. Queen c8 logical move, by the way, but after takes, I don't think my position is bad. Bishop d7 even, wow. Um, we could, I guess, go back, but there is also f4 that probably has to be considered, and I think it's pretty great move. Um, and then bishop f3, although my knight is weird. Takes, and bishop takes, of course, but then rook e8 is slightly problematic, I suppose, but it's simply bishop e4 and yes, yeah, I think f4. I like this move. By the way, I'm down to 8 minutes already, which is kind of bad. Knight f3 back. There is also takes, and takes. Um, but I think just back takes, and the rook e8, slightly attacking the pawn. Um, I have this isolated king pawn actually. Um, but I feel like I have created some useful diagonal for my pieces, definitely. So the pawn is attacked. E5 probably allows just knight h7. And I cannot really defend the pawn, I feel like. Bishop d3 is the other option, which is quite passive. I don't like it, but I think it has to be played. Um, no easy answer here. I mean, here takes. No, this is bad. Bishop d3. I feel like my position is not bad. I have this weakness, but queen d2 will also be played. And um, I have my open, semi-open f file to attack. Um, I just need to play much faster. I mean, this 2100 will just crash me completely if I will play that slowly. Now here, oh, knight h5 even. Um, I don't want to play rook e1. I don't want to play queen 2. Hmm, hard to make my mind. Queen d2, there is simply takes. The b2 also hangs there. Um, I guess rook e1 is my only option to defend. And also trying to push with e6, maybe e6 in the future. But I mean, queen e2, I feel like only helps black in a way of like knight h5 there, taking on c3. Um, Now queen e2 might be better. So queen d2 I like. I'm just playing way too slow. I cannot make a good move here. Um, let's play queen e2. I'm not sure what's happening, by the way. I just wanna get the rook to d file and be as active as possible, but I'm defending this weak pawn. I mean, knight h5 now, bishop h2 takes and takes. Not great, but I think my position is not bad either. I open up the b file and a4 a5. Simply a3 now. We should play that move way quicker. Spending, yes, but now simply I thought c takes on d3, by the way. I thought c takes on d3 might be better. Now d pawn is bad, but I can push it forward. And I can push e5 forward as well. I mean, the e pawn forward as well. I think this transformation was great. That's why I also pushed on my pawn, because I thought he will go back. I didn't think my bishop on d3 was doing absolutely nothing but defending the pawn. But now his knight was kind of active, trying to get to e5 maybe. Um, and now c5 also opens up. B5, my knight gets to be is to c5. I mean, before knight a5, knight a4, knight c5. Um, let's play that. I think getting the knight to c5 might benefit me very well. And then takes queen takes, and maybe the knight gets even to d4 and back to c5 with this maneuver. Um, b7 is now weak because they pushed the c pawn forward one step. I have enough time. I mean, 6 minutes not much, but I mean, oh, I slightly missed this move. I mean, I know I have bishop d2. Kind of scary though. Knight g3, queen f2 is. I mean, why did I spend that much time? Yes, you have to be careful about the bishop. So maybe rook c1 that was much better probably. There was also here, by the way. There was also here, but simply takes, and bishop takes on h3. Um, how will I defend the d pawn is my question. Not sure about that. I think I have an answer to that question. I'll go rook c1, queen e7, and knight a4 takes, and I go knight c5 and 4 things here, or I just simply go here now and here. b6 I take the pawn on c6. Now that there is no bishop d7 because the rook is there. Better move was probably to play rook d6 there. Also now this comes with a tempo. This might also well come with a tempo after g4 knight f6 and here. 5 minutes. I have enough time. G4 knight gets here and then I go here. I'm defending the pawn and I'm attacking the rook. And I hung this. I think I have bishop e3 now. Why am I hanging a lot of things today? Well, no clue. I mean, takes with the bishop. My bishop is great. I'm attacking the queen and then I push with... No, I cannot push with d4 because b6 traps my bishop. I can play rook. It takes like this and now... What? I'm attacking everything. I'm attacking h6, which might come with mate. Takes b6, knight g5. Takes, it's mate. I think I'm winning now. I mean, takes b6, knight g5 takes its mate. Is there something? In queen f8, yes, but I take and play knight g5, much better pawn structure. I also don't need even to take here. I mean, if knight g5 cap happens and queen f8 then I win an exchange and a pawn and win the game. My position is suddenly amazing. I mean, d6. I go knight g5. By the way, takes and queen h7 here and it's mate. Queen g. Oh, is there check? No, there is no check. And if you have to play queen f8, you lose because I take twice. And that's I think only way. f6 I take with probably either of the knights. Or take on g6 even. Okay. This just loses the game. What? And then takes and the rook is undefended. Wait, what? I'm slightly surprised. This is played also knight is sad. This is bad. Just check and take. I guess takes here. You can take my knight as well. But that's fine with me. I play rook f1. If you go back with the knight, I take. GG resign. I think. Rook f1 and it's what is it? This probably has to be some sort of winnable situation. King g8. I go here and pick up the pawn and win the game. I mean, if you go knight f6, I take. I think I'm completely winning. GG. Resigns. Let's go! Yet another win. We are at 2083. This was pretty great game. Let's analyze it now. So this is the game review of the game I just played. I played pretty okay with 86% accuracy. My opponent played badly indeed. I mean, he played with only 72% accuracy for a 2150 rated opponent. That's quite low. Let's see now. I of course opened with e4. My opponent played g6, which is quite unusual. I think it's the first time me playing against the modern, which is e4 g6 in this kind of speed run, but it's not really a speed run. Nevertheless, e4 g6. I just played d4, of course, occupying the center. Why not? And now bishop g7. And there is many ways to play. The computer even suggests going into a king's Indian after knight f6, knight c3, and d6, and simply whatever you play against the king's Indian. Um, but I decided to play knight c3, and after remove d6, which I think is the main line. Let me check real quickly. Yes, d6 is by far the main line. Otherwise, it's to play d6, knight f3, and d5, which is it's a Karokan way to play this Garganenza system, but it's not really that great. I can just play h3, takes and takes, knight f6, and then simply takes and e takes on f6, and the position is quite okay. Nothing wrong with it. Simply knight c3 and d6 is the best way to play, the most commonly played move, of course. And now, what is the main line? Bishop e3 is indeed the main line by quite far. And now, instead of playing knight f6, just play a6 here, which is the main line, I think. Otherwise, c6 is also main line, quite a bit of a main line, and then knight f6 is not as common, but a6 by far the main line here. C6 and knight f6 are both sidelines. So bishop e3, he played knight f6, which is okay. Now I played h3, which is okay. It's still playable on a quite a high level. Peter Sviller has played it. Etienne Bacrot has played it. Mamed Rauf has played it, so it's playable. H3 is playable move. I didn't know the theory here, definitely not. I played H3, and now castles is played most commonly here, which after knight f3 is followed with c6, bishop, and a4 now, stopping b5, knight bd7, for example, and simply a5 taking space, queen c7, and I guess bishop e2, yes. This is kind of the main line you get. White is better. You have more space on the queen side and on in the center, more active pieces, arguably, and this is just fine. My one played slightly weird with knight c6. I mean, it's still playable. Now, computer says f4 is also a playable move, which is quite logical. Taking more space, I played knight f3, developing castles, bishop e2, e5, and d5. No, I took. Yes, I took. I was kind of afraid of d5, knight e7, and then I thought knight d7 and f5 comes, and I don't really have a clear way. The computer wants to. Oh, of course, queen d2 and long castles is the idea. Hmm. And h4, h5. Okay, I guess. I guess. I simply took which I thought was reasonable. Excuse me. Castles, of course, taking the queen on d8 is definitely inaccurate after rook d8 and castles. Um, I mean, simply knight d4 now happens, and my position is not great. Definitely not. Black has equalized. So castles now. Bishop e6 was played. I played knight g5, which is not the best move either. He played bishop d7 back, which is a blunder apparently. Oh, of course it's a blunder. What? Bishop c5. If rook e8, I go bishop c4 and win. Here I take with the knight, and when you take back, I take. Apparently, it takes and bishop b5, and you say I'm much better. I mean, that's kind of hard to say that it's like a blunder move, bishop d7, because you get this position. Why is this like plus 1.5? Why is this almost winning? I guess I have the bishop pair. The pawn structure is bad, but come on, that's hard to see. Um, I played f4, which is not a that bad move, but it's simply not wasn't the best. Bishop c5. Otherwise, the white position is not that much better. F4. He played h6, knight f3, takes and takes. Rook e8, bishop d3. I mean e5. I thought knight h5 or knight h7. In the game, I said knight h7. Also, knight h5 is very logical move, by the way. Now queen d2, apparently attacking the pawn. It simply takes bishop takes and bishop. No, wait, what? You take back. You play rook d1. Oh, if here you play bishop, you play knight d5. Let's say rook e6, and you play bishop c4, and you win the game. I mean, this is hard. This was hard to spot. I mean, it's logical, but hard to play. I played bishop d3. Queen e7, rook e1. Mistake going off the f file. That is semi-open for my rook. Passive, bad. Queen e2, knight here, and I simply played a3, forcing him to take me. I mean, it's not forcing. You can go back, which I thought he will, by the way, do. The second best move is knight h5, which is ridiculous. Um, but yes, he took. I was slightly surprised, actually. Now he played c6, which allows me to play b4. I mean, the idea to get the knight to c5, but of course now the diagonal has opened up, so this is bad. A5 is the best move, hard to play. Knight h5, tempting move, but bishop d2. Rook e8, and now I play rook c1. And now I get the knight to c5, and now rook c7 is the only move. He played bishop d4 check. What? Let me be completely honest with you guys right now. During the game, I didn't see that I can take the bishop. I didn't see I can take the bishop. I didn't see I can take the bishop. I didn't see I can take the bishop. I mean, it's logical, and then probably. Oh, not here. You go here, and probably everything wins here. I mean, bishop c3 just going on the diagonal, and bishop h3 the best move in the position. I mean, come on. Takes and it's just over. So I played bishop e3 because I thought it's the only move. If I move the king, then I firstly knight g3, and if I go here, for example, bishop c5 takes and rook takes pawn. So I played bishop e3. I mean, but oh, you're supposed to play the move only move in a position that is not much worse. There are two moves. The first one is bishop c5, but it's not the best move. After bishop takes c5, my position is great. The other move is to play knight f4. Hard to play indeed. Um, of course I cannot take because my king hangs and that's illegal. But okay, bishop takes on e3, queen takes on e3, and it's +2 for white. He played rook c7, I took the pawn. b6 was played, and now the cold-blooded knight g5. It might be. Wait, what? There is no mate. After takes, there is no mate. I mean, I cannot take here. But of course, queen h8 is mate. Queen h8 is checkmate. The queen is smothering the king, and the king cannot go here because of my queen. I don't need the knight. I mean, if the knight were back on e2, for example, this is still mate. But of course, I need the knight to attack h7. So of course, he saw that he didn't take, because of mate. He played a move queen f6, which just allows queen f7, king f8, and I think I took with the c knight, and he took back, and oh oh, queen takes c7. His rook is undefended on c7, which allows me this tactic in the first place to work. Otherwise, I mean, if the rook was defended, for example, like this, it's not that great. I mean, this I cannot take. I guess there is rook f1 takes and check and win the game, but still, this is quite complicated. But yes, here I just win a rook. He took my knight, of course, but I'm up on exchange, and the pawn after rook f1. Only move not to lose immediately is king g8, but after check here and just pick up the pawn, you just win the game, of course. But okay, my opponent played knight f6, which just allows queen takes on d8, and here my opponent resigned, and I won like 9 on or 10 maybe rating points, I believe, and we're at 2083 rating, which is quite great. I mean, quite great indeed. We are climbing up. I don't think we had a loss in like maybe 4 or 5 games. You guys can check that out for me, but we're doing quite great. And yes, I will be playing less. I will be uploading on YouTube less during the month of February because I'm preparing to play an overboard classical tournament, the Slovenian Youth Chess Championship, where I'm trying to be on the podium in the national championship. So I need to do my best there to prepare myself for the tournament. And during that week, I won't make a single video, but I mean, I will be uploading like maybe one video every 2 days or something like that. So yes, I will be back definitely. And yes, let me go full screen for the outro. We are going on a pretty great streak here, by the way. I'm playing very well. I'm practicing chess every day for 3 hours, so if I wouldn't improve, it would be quite sad. But yes, if you have anything to tell me and anything to ask me about today's game, please write it down in the comments below. I will be reading and answering all of your comments. And as always, if you like the video, please consider liking and subscribing. It would really help me out. And see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.